Hi, we're from the St. Croix River Education District. I'm Nick,
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Rye.
and we're focusing on student engagement strategies, and in this video specifically, humor. And I think this is just one that I love talking about because I just know from my own educational experience, college is the easiest thing to remember, but I loved and remember the teachers who incorporated humor. They really stick out in my memory, and I really looked forward to those classes. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I had a teacher that would come in playing the trumpet very poorly just about every morning because we had class at 7 a.m. and it was awful, but also extremely funny.
Yeah, and I always enjoy a good pun. So like teachers who had like good puns for things were my jam.
I had a physics teacher who kept a Big Mac like under a glass jar, and he said he'd kept it there for the last 3 years. I don't know if that was true or not, and just like he would joke it with us about like how it never decomposed. And he brought like a Tesla coil to school one day and was like joking around with it. And sometimes the jokes weren't even funny the way he intended, but we just like appreciated the effort. And sometimes like Rye, you're saying like it's just unintentionally funny. But it just made you look forward to the class more if you knew someone was gonna try and do that. And some people we talk to, like I'm a teacher, I'm not a stand-up comedian. Like I'm not a particularly funny person. It doesn't come naturally for me. Like what am I supposed to do? And I think colleagues are one thing. Like you get really good ideas from colleagues about ways like you can incorporate jokes like into your lesson proactively. Like one example is if you're an English teacher, there are a lot of embarrassing grammar mistakes out there. Like there's pictures on the internet. If you Google like street signs, you can get like really ridiculous grammar mistakes people have made. And just put those in your slide deck for your lesson. And then you're not coming up with that on the spot, like it's built in. So that's one way. Like if more you're an elementary teacher, like funny books are one thing where, again, you don't have to produce the humor all by yourself. Like you're just kind of having some resources. If you like silly voices, that's one of my particular favorites. Like my students, I would kind of build in a reward. Like if they did X or met some certain threshold, I would deliver like 5 minutes of the instruction in an English accent, or I'd let them pick.
An
And
example of that later.
What?
We might need to see an example of that later.
Sometimes they would pick one like an accent, like a German accent. Like I don't usually do that one, so I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna give it a shot," and then it was really amusing for them. So I mean, you have to balance rigor and engagement, right? Both of those are important. So I can't do like 45 minutes of talking in German. It's gonna distract too much. But like just looking for those little pockets where you can either pre-plan or just inject some humor spontaneously are such an important way to engage the students.
One thing that I did was when we would play Kahoot, I would always join as like a random person playing, and I would find like, you know how you can make those names say funny things, but obviously school appropriate, but I would always be this random like funny name playing Kahoot alongside all of my students, and they always got a kick out of that.
Oh, and yeah, that and multiple choice tests. That's another thing you can write in. Like it just sneaks up on you because just you'd pass out the test, going through it, you hit problem 5, and there's like some ridiculous option that's written in there. Just like you really appreciate that when your teachers would do it. Really helps build that relationship too. All right, thanks guys. Have a good one.